Hello everyone, it is Walt here, and today we're doing another video on Liz's amazing content over on her channel. Her talk through this time is a happiness hacks, basically her part 2 on this kind of stuff. This one is basically all about how the sum of who you are is not what you can buy. And so we're going to talk through a few parts of this. As you guys know, or may not know, I'll also give a link to this one in the description, but this one is about how can money buy happiness? Both yes and no kind of video. So I've talked a little bit through that, but we're going to recap some of that stuff as well. But check that video out if you have not already. And as always, check out Liz and her channel and her content over there. So now what's this one all about? What is this whole thing about the sum of who we are is not about what we can buy? Okay, first off, is money the root of all evil? No. The actual Bible quote here, well, the actual Bible quote is that the love of money is the root of all evil. But many people prefer the term, the lack of money is the root of all evil, because all crime seems to come out of a lack mentality, okay? And this is very true. Everybody who does something wrong is acting out of the fear side of their, their thoughts and not out of the love side. And so basically every emotion stems back to love or fear. I could also give you guys the suggestion to check out my love and fear dichotomy video that really breaks that one down. But basically everything you feel comes from either love or fear. So a big thing that's used in the advertisement world is fear, okay? People feel like, oh, if I don't get this new product, I'm gonna feel bad, I'm gonna, be a piece of crap, nobody's gonna like me, nobody's gonna date me, nobody's gonna wanna hang out if I don't have this new designer thing, if I don't have this new object, this, okay? And so in America, consumption rates are about 90% of your, additional income. So when it comes to saving and investing, Americans are pretty bad at it. Versus, say, China is one of the world's greatest countries at saving and investing. The whole stock market argument there. Now, that's not to say there's anything wrong with Americans. There are plenty of great Americans who know how to save, how to invest, how to do things like that. But it's a lot of a mentality shift between different locations of when you're saving versus spending, love and fear kind of components of that. See, a lot of people feel like they have to buy these things. They feel like if I don't get this new thing, it's the end of the world. They get this kind of instant gratification mentality of I have to have. So Liz talks a little bit in her video about this kind of concept of just how a lot of people just feel like we have to have these things. And she goes through an exercise that kind of has a breakdown of why that is and how we can get away from it by summing up the good things. Okay, here's my take on it. I'll give you just a strong stance here. What you want to affirm is not what you are, but it's who you want to be. Okay, this is from a good technique that's brought up in one of my other series, the 100 Ways to Motivate Yourself by Steve Chandler. Principle 1 of that series, he's talking about, his interview with Arnold Schwarzenegger there. And Arnold tells him that the key really to his success in bodybuilding and then in movies, and then of course, after he's done this kind of stuff. So after that, he goes on to be successful in movies, and then of course his thing with becoming the governor and all that kind of stuff. When it comes down to your success, okay, when it's just all about is affirming who you want to be, not who you are, okay? So if you feel like you're overweight, you're not in shape, you need to be able to look in the mirror and say, I am fit. I am great. I am the greatest athlete of all time, okay? And so people have an issue with affirmations because they feel like when you say, I am the greatest athlete of all time, then they feel like, no, you're not. Look at you. You're fat. You're not in shape. You're not doing this. You can't, bench press like even 50 pounds, much less, 450 or whatever. You're just weak kind of component. Okay, well, hold on for a second. See, the thing about thought patterns is that in your brain, okay, it follows a neuroplasticity component. So who you are and how you feel about yourself, the thoughts you think the most will affirm those kind of neural pathways, basically. So if you think happy, happy, happy all the time, your happiness pathways will grow stronger. And when you feel bad and when you feel like things aren't going well, your happiness pathways are so much stronger. They'll kick in and they'll make you happy. But most of the time, we've been programmed to have all these fearful, bad pathways to say, oh, I'm ugly, oh, I can't do this, I can't do that. And if you look at advertising, that's exactly what a lot of it's trying to do, to say is, you're not good enough, you need this in order to feel okay. So a lot of people feel like I have to have stuff in order to feel okay. I can tell you personally, this is never somebody I've personally been. I've always been somebody who just buys the kind of stuff that I want. And if somebody gives me a product like, oh, you need this to feel happy, I'm just like, nope, no, I don't. That's just always been the way I am. I don't go along with brands. I don't go along with advertisements just because I've always valued money above all that kind of stuff. I've always seen money as a key to being free, to being financially free, to having all the things you want in life. And if you're spending money, you're giving away your power. So I've never been a big spender. Ever since I was even like 4 years old, whenever I had money, I would save it. And, you know, that just continued through all my teen years. And even as I've been a young adult, I am a saver and an investor and a trader kind of person with my money over ever buying stuff, you know? And so I've had to learn how to be a little bit of more of a consumer as time's gone on, but I am not really that kind of personality. So I can't really relate as much to that attitude just because I have that unique perspective. But regardless of it, a lot of people just have such low self-worth. And that's something I can't relate to. I've had problems with that almost my entire life, just because I feel like as a kid and as a young adult, you know, as a teen and a young adult even, like, I feel like our society uses so much punishment. We get to hear how many things we do wrong all the time. And if you look at the studies for animal behavior, this doesn't actually correct anything. It just gives you higher cortisol levels, it makes you more unhappy, and it doesn't actually help you achieve anything. So instead, what you want to do is affirm who you want to be here, okay? So if you want to be the greatest athlete, when you look in the mirror and you see that you're not the greatest athlete, you need to still say, I am the greatest, okay? Because what you're talking about is who you are in the future. What you affirm in the present moment is who you are gonna be. So when you say you're fat, you're ugly, then you're telling yourself, I want to be more fat and I want to be more ugly. And this is the thing nobody ever teaches you that you really have to learn, is that when you use your affirmations, what they're telling you is who you are going to be. So when you say, oh, I feel so guilty, what you're saying is, I want to feel guilty in the future. No, 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 okay? Don't do this to yourself. Instead, look in the mirror and see who you want to be instead, okay? See the great business guy, see the great, runner, the great trader, the great writer, the great whatever you want to be, and just say, I am the greatest. Pick anything that you do, okay? Be it, like your work, be it writing, be it anything at all, okay? And just say, label yourself as, I am the greatest. I am the greatest writer of all time. I am the greatest boxer of all time. I'm the greatest runner of all time. And so factually, this isn't true, but it's an affirmation of who you want to be, okay? So it's kind of like you get to choose here. It's like you get to design the world in whatever way you want. So why would you put yourself at the bottom? Why would you keep saying, I'm nobody? No, no, no. You are not somebody. You are the greatest, okay? You are not nobody is what I meant. You are somebody here, okay? You're the greatest. You're at the top. Put yourself at the top and say, you know what? I can do this no matter what it is, no matter if I've done it before or not. Freaking get out of here, fear. Fear, you are useless. See, I am who I am. And another great technique when it comes to fear, particularly when it comes to the doubt side of fear, when doubt's kind of saying, you can't do this, you got nothing, just slap doubt in the face and say, how dare you question me, for I am the greatest of all time. And doubt will turn his tail and run away, okay? Because you are the greatest. And when you can see who you want to be and say, you know what, I can do that. I have the desire, I have the belief, that's who I'm going to be. I'm going to affirm that. Then your life really turns around. Anyway, that's my video on this kind of topic. Thanks for watching. As always, check out Liz's channel if you guys have not seen her video. And of course, check out more of my stuff. The Enlightened Life series is always growing bigger on a daily basis. So, thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.